Get out your quill and parchment. It's time for below grade level. It was the butler all along. Or was it?
Hello and welcome to Below Grade Level, the show where we take the books that we read as kids and read them as adults and ruin them. I'm one of your hosts, Jonathan Eaton. With me as always are Bekah Eaton.
Hello.
And Chris Zaleski.
Greetings.
It's the penultimate episode of Nancy Drew and the Crooked Banister. And as seems to start to be tradition, the penultimate episode is just the three of us with no guest. So we can really rip through this last chunk before we get to bring John in to help us close.
We said that last time and then we goofed off so much.
I know. I actually was thinking about that because last time we read less when it was the three of us so that we would have more to read with John. And then that was a 2.5 hour long episode
Oh my
with
God.
John. It's
That's
insane.
very long.
We'll get it right one day. What I was gonna say something. Oh, my brain's bad. It's been bad this week. Chris, you had said in the first episode of Nancy Drew we had Kelly on as our guest, and do you remember saying that we should have her back as the penultimate guest?
No, I drink a lot while we record this, so no, I don't remember that.
Well, you said you were like,
either.
Kelly, you should come back and be our second to last guest for this episode so you can help us close it out. And then pretty quickly I realized that this was only going to be a 4-episode book.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe if it was like Christopher Pike. But
We haven't had one this short in a while.
Yeah. I did. I was like, I didn't even bother asking Kelly. She'd probably be like, I didn't remember saying that either. Bekah, what happened last time on Nancy Drew?
Oh boy.
House shenanigans.
I have 3 pages of notes.
That's so many notes.
So before the last part ended with the phone ringing in the hotel or wherever they were staying.
Yes.
And it was Thomas Banister on the phone, who is Raleigh's brother, and he tells them to stop searching for... What are they looking for? I don't even remember.
Raleigh, I think. Just him.
They're just looking for him?
I think they're just looking for him.
Well, he tells them to stop searching because this is a family matter and he wants them to drop it. And then they hang up and Nancy looks up Thomas's phone number and then calls it. And he answers and he says he didn't call her and it was probably Raleigh that called her. They just have very similar voices. Nancy, Bess, George, Mrs. Carrier, and the electrician go back to the house. They all kind of split up, and the electrician goes to fix the robot, and then I think they hear a sound and go and check on him, and the electrician is passed out on the floor. And then the robot chokes Nancy until she passes out.
I forgot about that.
It was stuck in choke mode.
Oh my God, he was.
George attacks the robot with a wrench, and he lets Nancy go. They lock the robot in a closet.
Oh my God.
Raleigh comes to the house through the woods, which they just made a big fucking point to say, so I wrote it down. He walks through the woods, and it's so weird that he does that.
And he made a point to explain why he did it.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah. But just kidding, it wasn't Raleigh, it's Thomas. They thought it was Raleigh, but it was Thomas. I guess they're identical. Or they just saw a man and thought it was Raleigh.
Yeah.
They went to the... What? They went to the house. What does that mean, Bekah? And Thomas told him another swindled couple contacted him.
They went back in the house. I remember this because they leave the house, and then they go back in the house. They keep going in and out of this fucking house.
Okay. So Thomas tells them about this couple, the Aldrins, that were also swindled. They search the house for clues to Raleigh's whereabouts. Page 2.
Oh my goodness.
They find a room that has a large computer and a small computer. They mention the weird stairs again because part of the stairs kind of leads into a wall or something. And I wrote a prediction down that I think there's a secret doorway on the broken stairs. They all leave and go to lunch. The Aldrins are there and they're dicks. I don't remember why, but they were just rude.
I think they're just... they were like, a girl detective?
Yeah.
Girl?
They were assholes.
Yeah.
then they either call some boys or the boys call them. I don't remember, but there's boys now.
Oh my god, I forgot about
Ned is Nancy's almost boyfriend. Or it was worded so weirdly.
Favorite
like
date.
Him sometimes.
She's like almost her favorite date or something. So her almost boyfriend. And then there's a Bert who goes on dates with George, and Dave who goes on dates with Bess. And I guess that's just the way they phrased it, was like they date sometimes. The 6 of them go to the Raleigh's house that night. The water, it says it looked like it was glowing red, so they think it's on fire, and the bridge has vanished.
Mm-hmm. Just remember the saplings. Oh my god.
Everyone, these stupid kids throw saplings over the moat. Just like a bunch of saplings side by side, and then one of them holds them all together while the rest of them walk across the saplings.
Go right in the water.
But then... Wait, they cross it, but then a man in a raincoat runs over the moat and into the woods.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think they saw someone and they think Raleigh's like there and escaping.
Yeah. The stairs play musical notes. I wrote that with a question mark and an exclamation point.
Oh, yeah.
What does that mean?
Like, each time you step on a stair, it makes, like, a note, and they realize that, like, you can play music with it. Because I remember making
But they didn't
a big
realize
reference.
that the, like, 6 other times they were on the
They
stairs.
went up and down the stairs, exactly. Maybe it's only at night.
Yeah.
It's after 6 p.m.
Ned, I think he's looking at that tapestry that has all the poison on it. And he knows a lot about snakes and poison.
Yes.
He knows every single snake and
Some would say
every single poison.
Too much.
Too much. Several of them hear screams and go to the kitchen where the robot is out of the closet. They lock him back in there and hide the key under a statuary. Bess and Dave are missing, and Nancy thinks it's a trapdoor, which is in the floor of the kitchen. They get it open by doing some shit with putting the tape the right, or I don't know, I guess the
like
stair protocol
tape
is in the robot, and they have to pull a lever at a certain point, whatever. Anyway, they get the trapdoor open, they go inside. It's only 6 feet down.
That made me laugh so hard. I remember that. That's like the main thing I remember from last time is laughing so hard at this tiny trapdoor, the shallow trapdoor.
Like, how tall is the ceiling in this room?
Like 7 feet.
Oh. I mean, I wouldn't want to fall that distance.
No, but if you...
I would hurt myself.
I still think it was hilarious how short of a distance it was.
Yeah, I mean, like a tall guy could just hang. And
Shallow trapdoor is always funny.
Yeah.
Shallower the funnier.
Yeah. Okay. George comes in to watch the door hole while Nancy drops down with Ned. There's a tunnel down there with a door at the end. And they find the top of a staircase banister in the ground.
Yes.
Ned
Which is really weird. I don't understand it.
Nancy pull the door open. Oh, that's it.
That's it.
They pull the door open.
They pull the door open.
But they didn't see Bess and George.
Yeah.
Or Bess and
Bess and...
Dave.
Right, George
Dave?
is the other girl. Bess and Dave?
Yes.
George and...
Bert.
Bert.
Where's Bert? Oh, I think Bert was guarding the saplings. I think he's been outside the whole time.
Yeah, one of them's outside because I remember them... Oh my god.
Guys?
Hey, they're starting to sag.
This fire's burning up the saplings somehow.
Which, again, I don't think it's fire, because if it was fire and they crawled across it, they'd all be like, ah, fuck, ah!
Oh my god.
And it would probably burn up the saplings.
I think it's a special effect, like at a putt-putt course.
Yeah. I think it's a special effect. I think all it's missing is, like upturned fans and, like, red streamers.
Yeah.
To make it look like Halloween decoration fire.
It's specifically making me think of the, like, I don't remember what it was called, but there was a putt-putt course in Ocean City that was like a giant castle situation, and it had a moat.
Yeah.
And it was cool as shit. I loved that one.
I remember that.
That was really cool.
Oh man, now I want to go to Deep Creek.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go, Chris. Excuse me, let's find out what happens on chapter 10 of Nancy Drew and the Crooked Banister. This chapter is called Tom Sleepy Deer.
What?
It's the name Tom, and then the adjective sleepy, and then the noun deer.
Okay.
Tom Sleepy Deer. Nancy and Ned picked themselves up. Straight ahead was a stairway that led upward into darkness. Bess, Dave, Nancy shouted. They did not answer. Let's go up, Nancy suggested. Ned beamed his flashlight and went first. Nancy followed. Like a good man would. At the top of the stairway, they saw another heavy door. Both yanked hard. That's what she said, but it would not open. Bess! Dave! Ned called loudly. This time, there was a response. A muffled voice replied, We're here! Locked in! Let us out! Bess! Nancy shouted in relief. Is Dave there too? I don't remember what voice we were doing for Dave.
Dude voice?
No.
Dude voice.
Old-timey dude.
Yes, I am. Look for a hidden button near the door latch.
That was good.
Yeah, thank you. Nancy and Ned beamed their flashlights on the area and searched. At first, they could detect nothing. Then, Nancy said, This thing that looks like a knot in the wood may be it. Ned, I've seen Barbarian. I know how this works. Ned pressed it hard, and the door opened. That's what she said. Bess literally fell into Nancy's arms. Oh, I was so frightened. Dave and I began to think we would never get out of there. The couple's prison was the round turret encased with unbreakable glass windows, which did not open. They knew because they tried to break them.
Are they in a basement?
Yes, I think so.
Above
Well, this was a
ground?
stairwell going up.
There was a stairwell? Oh, there was a stairwell.
Oh, okay.
There was stairs. Still, though.
It was the first sentence.
So I guess, hey, shut up.
I was looking up the name of that putt-putt place. It's called Renaissance Castle, FYI.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so I think they were on the first floor. That's in the kitchen. They went a trapdoor down 6 feet.
6 feet, yeah.
So
6 feet
I
down.
guess basement, but that's
And
very
then
shallow.
I guess 6 feet back up.
Yeah, and then I guess at the end of the tunnel there was a stairway that went back up to the first floor. So I guess there's a turret on the first floor with glass windows where you can imprison someone
Well,
in.
it was a stairway that led upward into darkness, so it probably went all the way up to the second floor.
Oh.
The house doesn't make sense.
It does not make sense. Jesus, what? Okay. We tried every way to signal somebody, Dave said. Bess had a flashlight, and we used that, but apparently nobody noticed it. Finally, the battery went dead. She flashed it a lot. The four friends descended the stairway, each one asking questions about the trapdoor. Bess replied first. That robot was in the kitchen when we went in. Dave was curious about Robbie. We all know his name. So we walked directly toward him.
Suddenly,
I feel like if we had fan-made T-shirts, it would be, Jesus, what? Okay.
Suddenly he began to make that spooky whirring sound, and the next thing we knew, the floor under our feet opened, and down we went. Dave took up the story. Then the trapdoor shut. I found a box to stand on and tried my best to get the old thing open, but that was hopeless. I pounded on the door, but it is some kind of covering that deadened sound. Or they were ignoring you.
I know.
It was impossible to make you hear us. Bess said, We decided to investigate the tunnel. Dave and I thought maybe there was an opening to the outdoors at the far end, but all we found were the steps leading upward. Dave told Nancy and Ned that both the lower door to the stairway and the one at the top had swung shut behind the couple. Bess shuddered. Maybe we weren't Raleigh Bannister's first prisoners. It gives me goosebumps to think about it. Well, are there skeletons around?
I know, right?
When they reached the foot of the stairs, Nancy picked up the piece of railing and newel. What's that? Bess asked.
Oh. Sorry. The way that there's like a picture of this, of the stair post and the newel. The way I was picturing it and thought was happening was like something out of space. Like,
Yeah.
I thought the staircase that was, went up like into a ceiling, and then underneath down below was like coming out of the ground.
Yeah,
Like a portal.
I thought the same thing. Like it was just a funny trick of
Yeah.
the house or whatever. But I guess it's just laying
But it's
there
just
broken.
laying there. It was
Okay.
just cut off.
Stair Post
Yeah.
and the Newell is my Decemberist cover band.
Ooh, yeah, that's good.
Nancy told her to take a good look. Bess gasped gasped upon realizing it was part of the hallway banister. That's not that interesting.
I know
if it's
exactly.
just cut off, like, yeah, you know that it was cut off so it could jam into the wall weirdly.
Yeah.
It's not weird that someone just threw it in the basement.
Yeah.
I guess it's weirder they didn't just throw it in the trash, but
It's
not that interesting.
It's not like, yeah.
Okay, all right, we're staying on it, though.
Okay.
You found this down here? She queried. Yes. Do you all realize what this means? One of two things, Ned replied. Either the piece of railing and newel was sawed off before the staircase was installed, or else it was removed later. Yep,
Those would
what
be
it
the two
means.
options.
But why would it have been removed, Dave asked. If the builder knew that the one banister was going to end at the wall 3 feet above the floor, why would he have built it and thrown the piece away? Nancy chuckled. That's another part of the mystery I'll have to solve. And if I do, she added, I'm sure it will tell us a great deal about Raleigh Bannister, his swindling operation, and perhaps where he is. I don't think it'll tell you anything.
I don't think so.
'Cause I don't think it's that interesting. They were probably just like, we're not going to fucking do that. We're just going to give you some stairs.
Yeah.
If you want to saw part of it off yourself, then do it.
So
And I
Chekhov's Newell.
Yeah.
I know that it is going to come back and it's going to mean something very significant.
Yeah.
But I literally cannot imagine what.
I cannot either. Where was I? Bess and Dave asked how Nancy and Ned had discovered the trapdoor. Did you fall through? Bess queried. I need to take some Sudafed.
They do a lot of querying.
No, Nancy replied and explained what had happened. They were now below the opening to the kitchen, and one by one the four swung themselves up with some assistance from George. Dave needed the most help because he needed a box to stand on to reach a 6-foot-tall trapdoor.
Short idiot.
You're okay, she cried. No need to tell you how glad I am to see you. Where were you? As Bess and Dave related their harrowing experience, a clock in Mountainville told the hour of midnight. We'd better go back to the motel, Nancy suggested, looking at Bess, who seemed
That was a pretty
very...
good sentence.
Yeah. Looking at Bess, who seemed very weary. Dave grinned. I could use a little sleep myself, he said. Nancy took the piece of banister with her. An idea for tracking down this clue was formulating in her mind. The trapdoor was closed by hand and Robbie was locked in the closet. Nancy hid the key. Then the five went to the front of the house. The young detective paused a few moments to compare the newel of the sawed-off banister with the other post.
They locked that robot in the closet once before, and he fucking got out.
Yeah. The pieces matched exactly, except that the railings curved in opposite directions. The lights were extinguished and the front door locked. Nancy put the key in her handbag. Bert called out, "So you finally made it back! I sure was worried about you, but I didn't dare leave this sapling bridge. By the way, I've been trying to find out what happened to the regular bridge. It's too dark to see much, but I have a good idea that it's down in the water." After the three couples had crossed the moat, Ned suggested that they hide the saplings in the woods. It's a good hiding spot.
Yeah, no one will ever notice saplings in the woods.
This was done. Then Ned slid behind the wheel of his car while the others climbed in. By the time they reached the foot of the hill, Bess was her usual self. "I'm ready for a midnight snack," she said. "How about the rest of you?" Oh, Bess. All admitted they were hungry and were glad to find the motel soda shop still open. Finally, good nights were said.
Oh. Finally, good nights were said. But, like, the way that's written, finally, good nights were said. It just sounds like everyone was like, good night.
I bet the next page starts with "and."
Nope. When?
Oh, when?
Sorry. Hang on a second.
Let me see if he's dying.
Our cat is crying. It sounds like a child crying.
I do not hear it.
It was just the longest wail, because they usually are short. He'll be like, "Oh, wow." But this time he was like, "Oh, wow." I'm making fun of him, but I am actually concerned. Is he okay?
He's just trotting around. I think he just wanted attention.
Oh my god.
Which cat was it?
Dusty. Dusty's such a little whiny, attention-seeking little bitch. Ugh.
Maybe he had a mouse.
Yeah. That's a good guess. because he has done that before.
Yeah.
Look what I did!
Yeah.
Look what I did!
We woke up. We had woken up. We were in bed, but it was very early. I think like on a weekend, so we weren't like getting out of bed, and we weren't even really like talking. We were just like kind of mildly waking up, and Dusty did that meow from like the hallway, like weird meow, and you very instinctively were like, that sounded a little different, and got out of bed and found. And then immediately I heard...
He was just standing in the living room, just standing there with a mouse hanging out of his mouth, like, just looking at me like, here it is.
Yeah. You walked out of the room, you're like, I'm going to go see what that is. And then you're just like, he's got a mouse.
Yep.
Please come help.
Just casually standing there with a mouse.
Yeah.
A similar thing happened when I was staying at my parents' house and my brother's golden doodle, Goose. And all of a sudden my mom screams, Jesus fucking Christ, he's got a fucking rat!
Oh, God. Ew.
Yuck.
In her bed.
Oh, in her... Oh, that's so bad.
Yep.
Oh.
Ran
Bad
in from
news.
outside, went straight up to her room, and then perched on the bed.
Look what I got.
Golden doodles are a menace.
When Nancy... Yeah, I've heard that they're, like, pretty vicious.
Most doodles, actually.
Most doodles. When Nancy, Bess, and George came into the lobby the next morning, the boys were waiting. Bess glanced at the girls' mailbox. There was an envelope in it. I wonder whom that's for, she thought.
Wait, they're at the hotel?
Yeah.
They have mailboxes at the hotel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, motel, which makes it even more
That's even crazier.
absurd.
I like that she thought, I wonder whom that's for. Like, even her thoughts are proper.
Yeah.
As the clerk handed it to her. She was surprised to find the letter was addressed to her. It bore an airmail stamp and an Arizona postmark. I don't know anybody out there, she said to herself. She's not interacting with anyone. Bess waited to open it until the group was seated for breakfast and had given their orders. Then she excused herself, slit the envelope, blood poured out, and began to read the letter. Within seconds, a broad smile spread over her face.
I do kind of want a fancy letter opener.
Yeah.
Like one of the knife
like a
thingies,
sterling silver
like,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can look at, and then you can do this, like blow into it and open it up, and then it's just like.
And then it's just trash.
Yeah, and then it's just like refinance.
Yeah.
Within seconds, a broad smile spread over her face. She looked up and said, "Well, you doubters, now I have proof." Proof of what? George asked. Bess flushed slightly. You remember Clyde Mead? Who could forget Clyde Mead?
Oh my god.
What? Dusty is...
I don't know where he came from.
crawling into Bekah's arms.
He wants you to tell him how proud you are of him.
Dusty,
Mother.
I'm not proud of you. I'm very ashamed.
Mother, hold me. Dusty.
Your eyes are gooey and you're snacking my shirt.
He's gonna get on the microphone. God. Bess flushed slightly. You remember Clyde Mead. Who could forget him? He wanted money to help Indian children.
Oh, that guy from the beginning.
Who wouldn't leave them alone?
Yeah.
I knew you girls wouldn't approve, so I didn't tell you, but I gave him some money. I'm a fucking idiot. Oh, Bess, you didn't, George cried disapprovingly. Why? Bess held up her hand. Don't scold me, bitch, she said. This time you're wrong. Here is a darling letter from a little Indian boy named Tom Sleepy Deer Smith. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, wow.
Oh no. That's what that means. He received the money I sent and is very happy to use it for his education. So that way when he thinks, he'll also think whom instead of who. So you see, girls, Mr. Clyde Mead was on the up and up all the time.
Yeah, no one could forge a letter from a child.
With the name that convincing?
Yeah.
After glancing at the letter, her friends had to admit it was convincing. Nevertheless, Nancy and George could not shake off their suspicion about Clyde Mead. Bess was hurt. I can see you don't fully believe all this is true. Ned spoke up. Oh, I'm all for helping Indian children who need it. I hate this. The others began to question Bess about Clyde Mead's conversation with her. She answered them somberly, but could not be convinced that she might have done something unwise. Oh my God.
Oh, Bess.
Oh, Bess.
To whom did you pay this money? George asked. Mr. Meade. I thought we had already established that.
Mm-hmm.
George frowned. I'd like to bet the money's in his pocket and not Sleepy Dear's. Nancy thought it was time to call a truce. She said, let's not condemn the man until we can prove he is dishonest. I agree, said Ned. Here comes our food. Let's eat. Everyone except Bess seemed to be very hungry, and the basket of rolls was passed around 3 times. Bess merely picked at her food. Ned felt sorry for her and changed the conversation to a jocular vein. Bess, he said, did you ever hear about the girl who went into the luggage store to buy a gift for her fiancé?
Is this a joke?
No. Grinning, Ned said, the clerk asked her if she would like a 2-suiter. Her reply was, no thank you, 1 suitor is enough for me. What do you have for just 1 man? Bess giggled. Bert said, "You
No, everything stop right now. What? Did it make sense to you?
Okay. Yes.
I feel like I'm going insane.
May I read the joke in a quick old-timey voice?
Yes, please do.
Bess, did you ever hear about the girl who went into the luggage store to buy a gift for her fiancé? No. Grinning, Ned said, the clerk asked her if she'd like a 2-suiter. Her reply was, no thank you, 1 suitor is enough for me. What do you have for just 1 man?
A 2-suiter must be a size of suitcase.
Still not better.
How is 2-suiter spelled?
Like suit, S-U-I-T-E-R.
Suitor.
For 2-suiter.
Suitor.
But then she says 1 suitor, S-U-I-T-O-R.
Oh my God.
It's a simple case of a misunderstanding due to a homonym.
I'm so mad.
Bert is as confused as you
I'm so
and
angry.
says, you have me all confused. Was the girl asking for 2 suits for 1 man or 1 man with 2 suits? The joking continued and soon Bess was feeling cheerful. Are you okay? Okay.
No.
Do you get the joke yet?
Yes.
Okay. It's not that good.
It's so bad.
As long as we can move on.
It's so bad. I want it to be better. Oh.
Well, it made Bess happy. Later, as the group walked out of the dining room... Sorry. I can't wait for the Sudafed to work. No. I need the Sudafed to kick in so I can breathe because I'm not getting enough oxygen while I'm talking. Later, as the group walked out of the dining room, Nancy said to Ned, this Clyde Meade claimed that he once taught at Emerson College. Ned shrugged. It must have been before I enrolled there, but I'll find out for you. The boys said they must leave immediately. They went for their luggage, then drove off. After they had gone, Nancy... Hold on, let me make notes. Boys, leave.
Did you write down that joke?
No, I will not. After they had gone, Nancy told the other girls she wanted to call on a carpenter and ask him about the piece of banister and newel she found in the tunnel.
Oh my God.
Just imagine
This couldn't be cut with any ordinary
a
saw.
carpenter and being like, have you seen this? Does this look familiar to you?
You recognize
Just like
this newel?
a hunk of wood with a ball on top, I guess?
Yeah.
Oh yes, that's a Skyline 5000, best newel in the biz.
Yeah.
That newel? You don't forget a face like that newel. I remember the day I installed it.
I haven't seen a newel like that in a long, long time.
Fuck.
But first, I'll phone Mrs. Carrier and get her okay to show it to a carpenter.
Whoa, oh my God.
I don't really think she's gonna give a shit, but okay.
You're like that piece of trash?
Can I show this hunk of wood
Yeah.
to a carpenter? Is that okay with you?
I don't know who else you'd show it to.
When the woman answered, she was amazed to hear of the young people's adventure the previous night. Worriedly, she'd asked, Nancy, are you sure you ought to continue working on this case?
Oh yes, Nancy replied, and I'd like your permission to show the piece of banister to a carpenter. Do it by all means, Mrs. Carrier answered. I recommend Mr. Hurley on Tuttle Street. He's not only a carpenter, but also an excellent woodworker. That sentence makes no goddamn sense to me. I'm sure that he'll be able to answer whatever questions you have.
He works wood.
On the way to Mr. Hurley's shop, Bess said to Nancy, "What do you hope to learn from the man?" "I want to find out, if possible, whether the banister piece was sawed off before or after the staircase was installed." How would you do
Would you figure that out?
"Do you think he can really tell this?" Bess queried. "If he's a woodworker, I'm sure he can." When they reached Tuttle Street, Nancy parked the car and the three girls hurried into Mr. Hurley's shop. The place was immaculate. Interesting pieces of wooden statuary and furniture were on display. The owner was seated at a workbench in the rear. He rose and walked forward. "Can I help you?" he asked. Nancy told him why she was there. She pulled the piece of banister from her large shopping bag and handed it to him. Mr. Hurley took the wood, then cried out, "Where did you get this?" I request permission to read the next page.
Yes.
Please.
Permission granted.
Permission more than granted, yes.
Chapter 11. Bankruptcy.
Hell yeah.
Important clue. For a
Still
second,
don't believe it.
Nancy was tempted to tell Mr. Hurley where the piece of banister and newel had come from, but she decided against this and merely answered, "I found it in a cellar, and wondered why it had been sawed off." The carpenter smiled. "For a moment, I thought it was like one I saw in a photograph. It might have been removed because it was not perfect. Perhaps it did not match the opposite one on the staircase." Nancy was tempted to say, "Oh, yes it does." Instead, she asked, "Can you tell me how long ago this was sawed off?" "Possibly. Seems like a dumb thing to ask," Mr. Hurley replied. Using a magnifying glass, he studied the mahogany rail and post. Nancy, Bess, and George exchanged excited glances. By this time, the cousins had guessed what was going through Nancy's mind and could hardly wait for the carpenter to tell him his conclusion. Finally, he replied, "I'd say from the color of the raw wood, this piece was sawed off about 3 years ago."
What the fuck?
Ow.
I thought he was going to say like 15 days.
I know. Oh, I thought it was going to be like 20 years.
Well, we went
All
opposite
over the
directions. Complete opposite directions.
Nancy was excited. Her hunch had been correct. The wall into which the short side of the banister ran had been put up a good many years after the house was built. According to Mrs. Carrier, Raleigh had had his home constructed 10 years ago. Why, oh why, was that extra wall added? Nancy asked herself over and over again. Suddenly, it occurred to her that Mr. Hurley could be wrong. She had better not jump to any conclusion until she had more proof.
Oh my god. Nancy.
Taking the wood piece from the carpenter, she said, "It was Mrs. Carrier who suggested I come to you."
Are we getting a fucking second opinion, or can I just write this down?
No, you had to be sure. Innocent until proven guilty. Who's talking? Nancy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Have you ever been to her brother Raleigh's house?
No, I haven't, but I understand it's a pretty kooky place.
Nancy thanked Mr. Hurley for his help and was about to leave with her friends when the man said,
Wait a minute! I just recalled something. Hang on, I need to get some spit in my mouth. A friend of mine worked in that house. He's the one who told me it's crazy and showed me pictures of it. He'd be glad to tell you about the place, I'm sure. Why don't you go see him?
That would be interesting. Nancy replied, Where is his shop?
Over in the town of Charlotte. He's easy to find, right on Main Street, number 27. His name is Custer. Hugo Custer.
No, it isn't. Wait, this is another carpenter?
Yeah, one who worked on the house. Nancy told Mr. Hurley she appreciated the information.
I hope it leads to a montage of like 8 different carpenters.
Just going from carpenter to carpenter.
Just so I can say right now, we've only just begun.
She totally appreciated the information, and the 3 girls said goodbye. On the way to Charlotte, they discussed Nancy's clue about the new wall built by Raleigh. I hope, Bess said, that you have no idea of tearing down what you think is a fake wall. A false wall. Fake wall, though, same thing. Why, there could be lots of dangerous things behind there. Like what? George asked her. Bess replied that she could imagine all kinds of things. I could imagine all kinds of things. Snakes and... George made a face at her cousin. There are times, Bess, when you come up with the most ghastly ideas. How could snakes possibly live cooped up in a wall with nothing to eat or drink? Bess was not to be dissuaded. They could go down through the floor and to the outdoors. Okay, George, what do you think it might be behind that wall, huh? Something fabulous, like great treasure, she quickly replied. Bess disagreed. If that were true, when Raleigh Banister was caught, why didn't he sell the treasure and pay off his debts and bail? 'Cause he's a crook, George said flatly, and a swindler.
Oh my gosh.
This is crazy. This conversation is going on too long.
It would be really weird if it was snakes, though. Like, it would be so literal with that tapestry.
Snake room.
Snake room. Oh, like Indiana Jones.
Oh, God. I can't breathe. Nancy interrupted the argument by saying she thought they had missed the sign to Charlotte. Good job,
Good
idiots.
one.
I'm going to turn around. Girls, please keep your eyes open. Why are you blaming them? You're the one driving. She had not
Wouldn't
gone far.
you be distracted by that goddamn back and forth?
She had not gone far in the opposite direction before Bess spotted a small sign with an arrow which pointed to Charlotte. Nancy turned onto the road and 10 minutes later drove into the little village. How interesting. I'm so glad that we said all that.
Why did we need to know that they missed their turn?
They found Hugo Custer's shop without any trouble. Fortunately, the carpenter was there and welcomed his callers warmly. Your friend Mr. Hurley suggested that we come to see you, Nancy said. We're curious about the Banister house. He said that you have worked there. The carpenter nodded. I put an extra closet in Mr. Banister's bedroom. That house sure is crazy. How long ago did you work there, Nancy queried. Let me see. It must have been 5 years or more. Nancy's pulse quickened with this super exciting information.
Oh my god.
She wondered what question to ask next, but Mr. Custer went on. If you want to get inside, I'm afraid I can't be of any help. Raleigh Banister has disappeared. I believe he jumped bail. Too bad he got into trouble. Banister was a talented young man, but he should have known he couldn't break the law and get away with it forever. That's right, George spoke up. Nancy's father is a lawyer, so we hear a great deal about such people.
I really wish they had just held the keys up and be like,
Yeah, we're never not in that
in
house.
and out of yeah.
We've been in there loads.
Yeah.
Been in there more than you have.
Mr. Custer proved to be an exceptionally talkative person. The girls asked a few more questions. Of all the crazily built things in Mr. Banister's house, he said, the one that took the prize was the staircase in the center of the big entrance hall. From top to bottom, there were hardly 2 steps in a row that were at the same angle. The whole thing zigzagged. Crookedest, craziest thing I've ever seen. But it was funny.
The lower end of it was very graceful and normal. Nancy, Bess, and George leaned forward to hear more. As the carpenter paused, Nancy asked, Normal in what way? Well, the banisters ended in very graceful newels, and the 2 bottom steps were just like any regular ones. Did Raleigh Banister tell you why he'd had the staircase built that way? Nancy queried. Mr. Custer said no. No. Mr. Banister didn't talk much and left me alone most of the time. I certainly didn't get the impression he was queer or abnormal, but I guess he must have been, building his house the way he did. I've quite a few pictures of it. Would you like to see them? Oh, yes, Nancy answered. While the carpenter looked through some drawers and an old-fashioned desk, he kept talking about the zigzag house. I'd seen it from the outside, so when Mr. Banister asked me to come, I took along my camera and some flash bulbs. If I'd found things as strange inside as I had outside, I was going to take pictures. Nancy glanced at her friends and George gave her a big wink. She whispered, This is your lucky day. By the time Mr. Custer
get a load of this minutia?
By this time, Mr. Custer had found the pictures. He laid them on a table and explained each one. Everything was familiar to the girls except the entrance hall. Bess could not suppress a gasp of surprise. The carpenter grinned. I thought that would give you a start, he said. I'll bet there isn't another staircase like that one.
He thinks
No.
He's blowing their minds with a picture of a staircase.
But
He
she
loves
did.
wood.
But why did she gasp?
No, I guess not, Bess
It
answered.
probably has a clue.
Oh,
Like you could
okay.
probably see the newel in it or something.
Okay, yeah.
The three girls studied the pictures carefully. The staircase was directly in the center of the large hall and showed the full banisters and the two newels. Here was proof that sometime during the past 5 years, Raleigh had built the extra wall.
Bop, bop, bop!
We're not ending that early, are we? It's not even the end of the chapter.
I know, I really thought that was going to be the cliffhanger.
I can see you're really intrigued by these snapshots,
Mr. Custer said.
I have a few duplicates. Would you like some?
Indeed I would, Nancy replied. This is very kind of you, Mr. Custer. Will you let me pay for the print?
No. I'm happy to give them to you.
The man's eyes twinkled.
It isn't often. It
Ew.
isn't often that
Don't
three.
finish that sentence, Custer.
Nope, it's about to get. It gets worse.
It isn't often that three attractive young ladies come into my shop. We'll call the pictures a souvenir of your visit.
I'm very grateful, Nancy told him. The girls lingered a short while for
Why?
some fucking reason, hoping Mr. Custer might give them more clues. But in a few minutes, they realized he had told them all he knew, and he wouldn't stop going, "Ugh," every time he looked at them. They expressed their appreciation for his help and left. Nancy looked very happy over the outcome of her visit. Oh boy. Now all my suspicions are confirmed, she suspected said.
Sound like Jar Jar Binks.
I can hardly wait to get back to the Raleigh house. Let's not go now, Bess suggested. It's way past lunchtime and I'm starved. This is my one
Bess.
fucking personality trait. And then they all went, Bess, like Chris said. The girls ate in an attractive motel restaurant. How nice are these motels? Then started for Mountainville. Presently, Nancy said, I think we should tell Mrs. Carrier what we've learned and show her these pictures. George remarked, You have to return the key anyway. During the drive, the girls talked about Raleigh Banister and his weird ideas. Do you think he might turn up again at his home? Bess asked. George answered, I doubt it. He's probably too busy jipping people out in faraway places. Outdated things in this book. When Mrs. Carrier opened her door, she exclaimed, Why, girls, how glad I am to see you. She kissed each one on the mouth and led the way into her living room. How is the case going? She asked. The girls took turns telling about their interesting adventure that day, and Nancy showed the snapshots of Raleigh's house.
Who is this? Mrs. Carrier?
Mrs. Carrier. That's the sister, right? Raleigh's
No,
sister?
that's the wait.
Yeah.
Isn't it the swindled lady? Not the sister.
No, I think the swindled lady went back with the dad.
Oh, right. What's her
Having
name?
an affair.
I'm
I
now
don't know.
imagining Jennifer Coolidge as Mrs. Carrier.
Ooh, I like that.
That's good.
I like that a lot.
I like that, Chris. It's canon.
What was the other lady's name?
I don't remember.
No, I went back too far.
What was more
note about an
confusing,
Ammonite
I
boss.
remember, because the other lady had a name, but they knew each other from high school, so they also both knew each other by their
they
maiden
had different
names.
names.
So there were four
Oh,
names.
Mrs. Melody.
Mrs. Melody.
AKA Joyce Johnson.
Okay. Oh, sure. Mrs. Melody, a.k.a. Joyce Johnson, a.k.a. the Swindled.
Yeah. When Mrs. Carrier saw the picture of the entrance hall, she exclaimed, How extraordinary! Well, if Raleigh doesn't show up in a reasonable length of time, I believe we should investigate behind that new wall.
The sledgehammer.
Then abruptly she changed the subject. Guess who was here this morning? Your brother Thomas? Bess questioned. No, guess again. My dad? Nancy asked. No, give another guess.
Just tell her. Just tell them.
Just fucking say it. George spoke up. Ned and Bert and Dave? Mrs. Carrier shook her head and Nancy said, I give up. So do I, said Bess and George.
Yes, Clyde Mead.
Well, you're in for a big surprise. Mr. Clyde Mead came to call.
Knew it.
Can I read the next one?
Yes.
Short. Chapter 12, Phony Membership. Clyde Mead was here. Is the first word normally all in caps?
Yes.
And I was just, okay.
No, Clyde
Mead?
Clyde Mead?
Bess asked Mrs. Carrier in surprise. You mean the one who was interested in Indian children?
Gross.
I don't like that phrasing. Mrs. Carrier smiled.
Jesus Christ.
He's the one. Said he knows you. A very attractive man. We had a lovely talk. I thought that was her brother, though. What the fuck is happening? I think Mrs. Carrier's in on it.
Mrs. Carrier is definitely in on it. I
Yeah.
think Chris made that prediction first, annoyingly, but like I think we're all on.
She's a part of the swindling. Nancy and George looked at each other, but made no comment. Bess asked, "Did he tell you about the Indian children he's trying to help?" "Indeed he did. Mr. Mead said you had been kind enough to assist one of them." Bess's face lighted up.
Sure did.
"I even had a letter from the little boy. His name is Tom Sleepy Deer Smith."
It doesn't feel good to read, does it?
I don't like it. She took the letter from her handbag and gave it to Mrs. Carrier. As the woman read it, a pleased expression came over her face. If I needed any proof that Mr. Mead's story was on the level, this is it. Bess asked if she too had agreed to help an Indian child. "Yes, I did," Mrs. Carrier replied. "A darling little girl. Mr. Mead said she will write to me after she receives my donation." Once more, Nancy and George looked at each other. They were still suspicious about Mr. Mead's project. However, if Mrs. Carrier did receive a letter, perhaps it would prove that their doubts were unfounded. Nancy finally spoke up. "Mrs. Carrier, did you make out a check to Mr. Mead to be forwarded to the Indians?" "Why, yes. Do you think that was all right?" Bess answered, "Of course it was. You know, Mrs. Carrier, Nancy and George didn't like Mr. Mead from the moment they met him, and I'm afraid they don't quite trust him."
Yeah, you know why? Because it's Raleigh Bannister, and he's in on it with his sister.
Yeah.
Bess wore a smug expression mixed with a smile. George remarked,
Bess.
"Frankly, we didn't. I certainly hope, Mrs. Carrier, that your money will get to the Indian child and not go into Mr. Mead's pocket." "What do you mean?" the woman cried out in alarm. George gave a candid answer. "The letters from the Indian children could be fakes." "Oh, my goodness!" Mrs. Carrier exclaimed. "I never thought of that. I see what you mean. This Mr. Mead could have a partner in Arizona who sends these letters whenever he's requested to." "Exactly," George replied. Nancy turned the conversation to Raleigh's house. "I can hardly wait to investigate that wall with the serpent picture." "But girls, please don't go there by yourselves," Mrs. Carrier requested. "I finally found a man who is willing to guard the place. He'll patrol the grounds." "Oh my goodness," Mrs. Carrier exclaimed. "I never thought of that. I see what you mean. This Mr. Mead could have a partner in Arizona who sends these letters whenever he's requested to." "Exactly," George replied. Nancy turned the conversation to Raleigh's house. "I can hardly wait to investigate that wall with the serpent picture." "But girls, please don't go there by yourselves," Mrs. Carrier requested. "I finally found a man who is willing to guard the place. He'll patrol the grounds."
Wait, does it say that?
Yep.
That's perfect in her voice.
Thank you.
Finally found a man.
Who knew I could do a really good Jennifer Coolidge? "But this won't make it any safer indoors. I don't want you falling through any more..." The quote started again. Anyway. "But this won't make it any safer indoors. I don't want you falling through any more trap doors, or getting locked in towers, or having that robot attack you again." Nancy was disappointed. She must figure out a way to get into the house without disregarding Mrs. Carrier's request. The doorbell rang, and Mrs. Carrier went to answer it. "Excuse me." She returned shortly, followed by her brother Thomas and a couple. She introduced them to the girls as Mr. and Mrs. Jacques.
What? How many fucking adult couples are we gonna meet in this book?
You may speak freely in front of these young ladies. They are trying to help us find my brother Raleigh.
Mrs. Jacques stared at the girls. She had a hard, unpleasant face. Her flashy clothes and hairdo were not in good taste. Okay. And that kind of rhymed, and that made me happy. I was never so humiliated in my life, she said. We were actually turned away from the
Mountain Ridge Country Club after my husband has paid a lot of money to get in.
I don't understand,
Mrs. Carrier said. Wow, really, really good call in this voice. Mr. Jacques, a thin, sharp-eyed man with a small mustache and a tiny goatee, took up the story. Oh, God, they're French as fuck. They're wearing striped shirts. Your brother, Raleigh, offered to get us memberships in the club. Knowing your family's fine reputation in the neighborhood, my wife and I had no idea the whole thing would turn out to be a fraud.
A fraud?
Mrs. Carrier cried out.
Why did they buy a country club membership through a third party?
I don't know. To be very honest, I was concentrating so hard on the French accent, I didn't take in a single thing I just said.
He sold them a fake country club membership.
What the fuck? Okay. Whew. Okay, calm down, Jonathan. That's what I said. A fraud. Mr. Jacques told her. I realize what I'm doing. I'm doing Yvette from Clue. Who's listening? His face was becoming red with anger. Your brother, Raleigh, swindled us out of a good bit of money, and I am determined to get it back. Thomas interrupted. Suppose you tell my sister and the girls exactly what happened. Mr. Jacques said.
Didn't we cover that?
Oh, God, I know.
I feel like I already know what happened.
Oh, fuck. Mr. Jacques said. We knew there was a long waiting list. Oh, I'm going Russian. But your brother approached us, saying he could get us memberships right away. He wouldn't explain how he was going to do it, but we assumed, of course, it was a family influence. I'm getting further away from it. His wife, looking disdainfully at everyone, added, Raleigh Banister gave us applications to fill out. He told us it would be necessary to pay an initiation fee in advance and also a good-sized bonus in order to put our names ahead of everyone else's. I know, I'm sorry I was doing a French accent before. It was too hard. This is what my real voice is.
What are you talking about? That was a perfect French accent.
Nancy spoke up. Were you ever given membership cards? Oh, yes, Miss Jacques replied. Then, one evening, when there was going to be a dance at the club, we got dressed up and went there. The man at the door did not recognize us and asked to see our membership card. My husband showed it to him. Then what happened? George asked eagerly. Mr. Jacques said he and his wife had been asked to sit down in the hallway. Oh, that's...
On the floor.
Sit in a hallway
floor?
like they're being arrested?
Right? You sit down. You sit in the hallway. I'm gonna zip tie you.
So weird.
The president of the club came out. When we saw a membership card, he told us it was a fake. Of course, I became angry. So he pulled his own card out from his pocket.
I would have said card.
Card.
It was totally different from the one I held. Mrs. Jacques burst out. It was positively insulting the way we were treated. We had to stay in the hall until the chairman of the membership committee came out. He had never heard of us, and our names had never been brought up at any meetings.
Jesus Christ.
We were politely but firmly asked to leave. Mrs. Carrier was blushing in embarrassment. She was speechless as Mr. Jacques went on to tell that he had threatened to sue the club. Well, I guess we're still not done with the story.
Oh my God, okay.
And I'm not sure I won't still do that very thing, he said.
Okay.
At first, Nancy had felt sorry for the couple, but now her sympathy vanished. These people had tried to push their way into the club and had even paid a bonus for the privilege. She said quietly, Mr. Jacques, are you sure you have a case? The country club didn't swindle you. But Raleigh Banister's a club member, the man retorted. He stood up. Come on, Millie, he said to his wife. I thought these people would have enough family pride to pay us their brother's debt, but I can see they don't. Mrs. Carrier said, Raleigh will be home soon, I'm sure. We'll see that he contacts you. Both Mr. and Mrs. Jacques laughed sarcastically. And the man said, "You'll never see that crooked brother of yours again. I'm sure he skipped out for good." With that, the irate man stomped from the living room, followed by his wife, both stomping.
Frenchily.
Stomp. Just picturing it. It's funny.
Oh my God.
The couple hurried out the front door and drove away. Tears came into Mrs. Carrier's eyes, and Thomas looked very sober. When he showed up, he was drunk as
once.
fuck.
Right?
Chris, you're quiet again.
I said for once.
No, I know, but your mic's
you're really
like,
quiet again.
super low.
Oh.
What's
I
happening?
don't know why.
I don't know. Nancy...
Oh, keep going.
Nancy tried to cheer them up by saying, "The Jacques didn't give us any proof that they had paid out a nickel. Please don't worry. In the meantime, let me call my father. He can advise us." "Please do that," Mrs. Carrier said. Like, not everything's your problem. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. I hope every other chapter a new couple shows up that were swindled by Walden.
Mr. Drew was delighted to hear from Nancy since he had news for her too. "But first, tell me why you called." When he heard about the Jacques being swindled out of membership in the country club, he said that Mrs. Carrier and her brother Thomas had nothing to worry about. The Jacques could sue neither them nor the country club. They had been the victims of a con man, and if they ever got their money back, they would be lucky. Mrs. Carrier and... shit. Yeah. Hold on. Yep, it's Nancy talking now. Mrs. Carrier and Thomas feel pretty bad about Raleigh's actions, and now tell me your news, Daddy. The lawyer said he too had been trying to trace Raleigh Banister. "I finally had some luck. I learned that he recently purchased a Hig-powered cruiser in Miami."
A what now?
Sorry, a what?
A Hig-powered
Hig
cruiser.
apostrophe.
What?
I don't know what that
Okay.
is. "That's great news," Nancy exclaimed. "Where is he now?" Mr. Drew said that unfortunately nobody knew. "Raleigh took off for parts unknown, but every port along the Atlantic coast, including those in the Caribbean islands, has been alerted. If he shows up, which he'll have to do to buy fuel, he'll be arrested." "That's a terrific lead," said Nancy. She told her father about having seen pictures of the center hall of Raleigh's house before the new wall had been put up. The lawyer was amazed. "Daddy," she said, "I strongly suspect something of value is hidden behind that wall. Mrs. Carrier doesn't want us girls to be in the house alone. Do you think you could possibly come up here for a little while and do some investigating with us?" "Certainly," her father replied. He chuckled. "Will tomorrow morning be soon enough?" "Oh, Daddy, you're the greatest." "Oh my God." "Okay, I'll drive up to the motel and have breakfast with you girls." Nancy went back to the living room and reported what her father had said. Mrs. Carrier and Thomas were amazed to hear about Raleigh.
They were glad to learn that Mr. Drew was coming to Mountainville the next day. "I'd like to go out to Raleigh's house with you." Mrs. Carrier is... What's her face?
Jennifer
I
Coolidge.
forgot. "I'd like to go out to the Raleigh's house with you," Mrs. Carrier said eagerly. "We'll pick you up at 10 o'clock, Nancy promised. "How about you, Thomas? Would you like to come?" "Sorry, but I have a business appointment." Mrs. Carrier invited the girls to stay for dinner. Shortly after 9 o'clock, they returned to the motel. There was a letter in the girls' mailbox. As the clerk handed it to Nancy, he remarked, "As you see, there's no stamp or return name or address on this. I found it lying on the counter." Nancy took the envelope and stared at it. Her name had been typed on. The girls hurried to their room. The rest of this is underlined. When they were inside, Nancy tore open the envelope. The contents had also been typed and were brief. The note said, "Hunt for the skeleton's bracelet." Yes! 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 Whatever that means.
Are you just excited that sounds cool, or was that something I forgot?
No, I'm excited. Hunt for the skeleton's bracelet?
I just wanted to make sure I didn't forget about this skeleton.
No, this is the first mention of the skeleton's bracelet, and I'm fucking
Hunt
stoked.
for the skeletons.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, if it was the first mention of it, why are you excited about it like you already knew about it?
I'm
'cause
not.
it sounds
I'm just
awesome.
that excited about it, Chris.
Okay.
It sounds awesome. I know that could be interpret it as like, oh, it's this thing that I knew about, and it finally showed up.
Callback to the skeleton's bracelet finally paid off.
Actually, you guys, you know what? It is. Because it's a thing that I knew about and it's finally showed up. It's just that I'm always waiting for mention of a skeleton in life. If someone...
Guy
Did
just
that
loves
joke make more
skeletons.
sense to your high brain?
Yeah. I think it makes sense.
But that does feel more like what I expected from a Nancy Drew book. Not so much like, and then we ate lunch here, and then we ate lunch there, and then we drove here, and we
it's a travel
turned
log.
around and drove more.
And then we queried.
Yeah, we queried, and here's what we ate. And we've been to the house like 20 times.
Chapter 13, Strange Portraits. Oh, how creepy! Bess exclaimed as she reread the mystery note. Hunt for the skeleton's bracelet! Nancy and George were equally amazed and agreed with Bess that it sounded pretty gruesome, if not awesome. Nancy held up the sheet of paper and the envelope to the light, hoping to find watermarks or other clues to the sender. There are none, she reported. I don't know why that's so funny, but it is.
No clues.
Do you suppose, George said, that this could be a joke of some kind? How could it be? Bess asked. I've been gradually finding their personalities and their voices. Mm-hmm. George said that there were many people around who knew that Nancy Drew was an amateur detective. Somebody could have figured out it would be funny and send her a message like this.
That would be funny.
That would be funny. That would be really funny.
Because she's going to investigate.
Yeah.
She's not going to let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Regardless of what case she's on, it's just like, oh, I heard she's at this motel. Send her a message saying, look for the skeleton's bracelet. It'll be
That'll
hilarious.
keep her busy for a couple days.
Nancy Drew's in town? Okay, tell her to look for the buried hat box.
Yeah.
Just like someone mentioned it in passing. It's going to fuck her up for days.
They're just up on the roof of the motel with binoculars, giggling.
Tell her to look for the hidden glass case.
Oh man, it's almost too easy. The cousins asked Nancy what she thought. I'm inclined to think that there is real meaning in the note, she replied. Pranksters usually sign their notes with some funny name like I.P. Freely or Seymour Butts with a Z. In this case, it could have been Old Bones. I'm sorry, hang on. I have to reread that. In this case, it could have been capital O, old, capital B, Bones.
For a fake name?
For a fake name.
Hi, my name is Bones. Old Bones.
Hunt for the skeleton bracelet. Signed, Old Bones. You get it? Holy shit. The other girls laughed. They loved it. Bess asked...
I mean, wouldn't it be funnier if it was like signed by like F. Emer?
That's good.
That's much better.
That's much better. Yeah. Yep, I got nothing, but that's perfect. I love it. F.
Or Hugh Morris?
Stop doing it good, Chris.
It's what you don't pay me for.
Tom Ibia.
I was thinking T. Ibia, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's lazy.
No, that...
Yours at least was Tom.
Because I thought the same thing was. I thought
It was the only bone I could think of.
Yes,
I can't think of
okay.
any other bones.
High five.
And his brother,
Tibia.
F. Ibula.
And his brother what?
F. Ibula.
F. Ibula.
Oh,
Frank
yeah.
Ibula. Tom Ibula and
Tom
Frank
and
Ibula.
Frank
Brothers
Ibula.
with different last names. Oh, we have fun. Bess asked, God damn it. But where would the skeleton or the bracelet be? Bess, the bracelet would be on the skeleton. Use your head. I have a strong hunch, Nancy replied, that the answer is in the Raleigh Banister's house, maybe behind that false wall. George suggested, perhaps the bracelet is hidden behind that new wall. Shit! God damn it. Nancy went to the phone. I'm going to call Mrs. Carrier and see if she can give us a clue.
Oh my god, stop talking to her
Oh my
all the time.
God.
There's too many characters.
I know.
Either be all in the same place the whole time.
Yeah.
Or just stop fucking calling each other.
Stop it. The woman was as mystified as Nancy.
But I don't think this note is a hoax.
She said.
Sound Irish.
Oh, a skeleton's bracelet sounds exactly like what my brother might have purchased at some time and hidden away.
Everything it's perfect in her voice. Have you any idea who might have written the note? Nancy asked.
No, but I doubt that it was Raleigh. According to your father, he's far away from here. In Miami. You can't mail things in Miami.
No.
After Nancy had said goodbye, the girls continued to talk about the mysterious piece of jewelry. Maybe, Bess suggested, we'll find a skeleton with a priceless bracelet dangling from his or her wrist.
That's what I'm thinking.
George grinned. I'll bet the bracelet was stolen from the arm of a person deceased in ancient times. A queen, maybe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Nancy began
In Mountainville.
to undress. Listen, girls.
I'm sorry, what?
Nancy began to undress. Listen, girls, if you don't stop talking about such morbid things, you're likely to have bad dreams and not sleep well. It's so scary to think about. A deceased queen.
You don't want to think of a bone bracelet?
We want to be alert for tomorrow's sleuthing in Raleigh's house. The girls began talking of more pleasant subjects. Half an hour later, all of them were sound asleep. None had a bad dream. What a life.
I'm just glad.
I have a prediction.
Okay. Ooh. Let me write it down.
It's a medical bracelet. On a skeleton.
I was writing my prediction star, and I did it so bad that I didn't even hear what you said because I was like, I mangled drawing a star. What now? Medical bracelet?
I think it's a medical bracelet. I think they will find a skeleton, but the bracelet will be a medical bracelet. I don't know why or what or who.
Well, yeah, I don't really understand introducing a skeleton bracelet at this point, 62% of the way through the book. It's not like they're trying to solve a murder.
Or are they? I think that's
it would be cool if they were.
Well, yeah, I think it's going to turn out like, oh, murder.
They're basically just hanging around to see if a guy that did crimes comes home where everyone's going to catch him. So obviously he's not going to.
What if...
of course he's not going to, because they keep going back to his home. Every time he approaches, he's just like, the fucking kids are back.
This is too many predictions. Okay. What if Raleigh's dead and in the wall? Raleigh's dead. Thomas has been posing as Raleigh all like these past 5 years and swindling people out of money. In this scenario, Mrs. Crawley is actually truly innocent and not in on it like we thought she was. But that's my new prediction. Thomas
but then where does Clyde Mead come into the equation?
Good question, Chris.
Thomas is a master of disguise?
Maybe he's legit. Or maybe he's a separate swindler, not related to anything, but maybe he's just a guy that wants to help children.
That would be the real twist.
Hold on.
He's a total red herring.
I'd be so happy with that outcome.
It would be funny if it was like,
Yeah.
You're really helping these kids.
These kids need help.
I am altruistic.
You
and
bought
you guys...
them a lot of food.
Yeah.
And clothing.
You did some real good today.
You did some good work. Wait, okay. Or Raleigh is dead in the wall. Thomas faking being Raleigh.
Yes.
I have a tag on that prediction. Don't write it down.
You have a pitch?
But it's like, he killed him on the stairs, and instead of moving the body, he was like, I'll just build a wall around it.
Build a wall around it.
But you're probably right.
You're probably close to right. You probably did just entomb him.
Yeah.
Somehow. I don't fucking know.
It's so dumb.
Oh, man. Okay.
Am I still reading? What is happening?
I don't know. I think you are.
Oh, yeah, they all fell into a fucking nice instant sleep. The following morning, when they entered the motel restaurant for breakfast, Mr. Drew was waiting for them. Nancy rushed over to kiss him, followed by Bess and George. Smooch, smooch, smooch.
Damn.
After they'd given the waitress their orders, Mr. Drew said, I hope you all had a good night with no scares or no new mysteries popping up. The girls grinned and George said, You wouldn't expect Nancy to go that many hours without stumbling upon a new mystery, would you? Mr. Drew looked at his daughter. Now what's up?
Now what's up?
What's up? bitch. Nancy pulled the strange note from her.
Or he's exasperated and like, now what's up?
Now what's up? Yeah,
up? Yeah.
I'm sure it's in some
It's always something with you, Nance.
old-timey dialect
Now
that
what's
doesn't
up?
make sense to me.
One of these days.
Oh, Jesus. Nancy pulled the strange note from her handbag and gave it to him. He said. This is certainly something different. Nancy, I suppose you have the mystery half solved by now. What's your theory about the note? She laughed and told him Bess's guess that in Raleigh's house they would find a hidden skeleton wearing a jeweled bracelet. Mr. Drew grinned at Bess, but admitted that it was possible. They're just fucking making fun of Bess. That's probably what it is. What else do you think it is?
No.
Most
one
of
likes
this
Bess.
book has been making fun
Yeah.
of Bess.
No one
mean.
likes her.
Bess,
Bess.
you'll have your day. I imagine what you have in mind is the area behind that new wall in the hall.
Bess
I love
nodded.
that Dr. Seuss book.
Bess nodded hungrily. Nancy asked her father his opinion of the anonymous note. He answered, "Anonymous notes are usually the work of cowards. There are times..."
Cowards love the color yellow and anonymous notes.
Oh my god.
This gets even better. There are times, particularly during a war or a tight dictatorship, when anonymous notes are written to protect the life of the sender, but what we sometimes call crank letters, or warning notes, are sent without a signature because the writer is too cowardly to voice his opinion openly.
Wow.
For some reason,
Go off, kid.
five people highlighted the next two sentences.
Okay.
Shortly before 10 o'clock, the foursome set off in Nancy's car. They called for Mrs. Carrier, then drove directly to Raleigh's house. That's what was highlighted.
Why would you highlight that?
By five
Five
people.
people.
5 people. What?
Why? As they pulled into the parking area near the moat, Bess exclaimed, "Nancy, the bridge is in place again. I hope it stays there." An idea for the group's safety occurred to Nancy, and she said, "I think we had better carry those saplings to the other side of the bridge in case it should suddenly disappear again." "A sound idea," her father agreed. "It's evident a mischief maker other than Raleigh is involved in some of the things going on here. If Raleigh is off in the Caribbean on his fast cruiser, he couldn't possibly have made this bridge vanish and reappear."
That's what the name of his boat is, the Fast Cruiser.
Yeah. I wrote that down when I wrote down the Hig motor or whatever the fuck it was.
Oh, yeah.
I said a boat, I guess. He's in Miami.
What rhymes with swindle?
Bindle.
Kindle.
Kindle. Well, Kindle. Bindle.
Bindle.
Yeah.
Spindle.
Spindle. I was just thinking, like, what would a clever boat name be? Like, Swindle Stiff.
My favorite from a sitcom called Raising Hope is Cirrhosis of the River.
That's good, but that's
It
not
doesn't
what I'm
rhyme with
talking about.
swindle.
I mean, well, it is half what I'm talking about. I'm trying to get a swindle in there. What would a good boat pun name be with the word swindle in it?
Swimdle.
Swimdle. It's close.
Playing it mast and loose.
So dumb. Fuck. It's funny though. Mast and loose. That's so bad.
I got nothing.
I know.
I need something that rhymes with crooked.
Oh, crooked. Oh, crooked.
Like
Oh.
banister, something. Get that in there.
Oh man, I don't
And
know
his
enough
name's
nautical
Raleigh.
terms. What did you say, Chris?
Trolley.
Trolley.
Like a trawler.
Like ocean roller. Yeah, that's not good enough, and we're getting further away from him being a con man.
Yeah. I don't know enough about boat names to be able to make a fake boat name.
Matchship Man.
That's pretty good. I feel like that's
Oh, he's the match.
like you have to know.
Matchstick Men is
you
another
have to
word
know what
for
a
conman.
matchstick man is. Yeah,
But
that's the
there
thing.
was that tapered match earlier.
Oh shit!
So that
Oh
would be
shit!
great,
I'm
yeah.
cleverer than I thought.
Yeah.
Oh ship.
My God.
hate
Okay,
this.
let's
Please
continue.
move on.
Let's continue. Except I
Or we
will
can
not
keep
be
going.
listening.
I'm good either way.
I'm just gonna be trying to think of boat names.
All right.
I wish John Walker was here because he would have said one instantly.
I know.
That would have been great, and then we could have stopped talking about it.
There's a possibility that we are so in tune with him that he is thinking about it right now, and he doesn't know why.
He doesn't
And then
know why he's
he'll-
thinking of boat names.
Yeah, and then he'll text us and be like, "I don't know why this joke popped into my head, but it did." I think that's how our friendship is.
Yeah.
All right. Or have left the mysterious note at the motel, his daughter added. Maybe it's that man we saw. I forgot who George was, and I realized it was a girl, and it doesn't really fucking matter. Maybe it's that man we saw running away from here the other night, George suggested. Nancy nodded. And who could he be? Raleigh's ruled out. That's definite. Ruled out. Uh-oh. Mr. Drew and the girls retrieved the saplings from their hiding place and transported them across the bridge. On the other side, they were met by the guard, who asked why they were carrying the young trees. Mrs. Carrier explained.
How did the guard
the bridge disappears.
Wait.
The bridge is back.
Oh, the bridge is back. They're just carrying it over just in case it pops down again. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And it just says Mrs. Carrier explained with no dialogue, but I'm just going to do it anyway.
No.
Oh, the bridge disappears. Sometimes it's there and sometimes it's not.
I see, the guard said. The bridge was in place when I arrived this morning. He introduced himself as Les Morton.
That sounds like a fake fucking name if I've ever heard one.
I don't think we needed to learn his name. If you folks are going to be here a while.
It's making me think of when we were at Target looking at Halloween decorations years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a decoration that was a bunch of skeletons, and it said Mort Grimpin something.
Mort Grimpin.
Mort Grimpin. Mort Grimpin. And I thought that was the name of the skeletons was Mort Grimpin.
Yeah.
But then I flipped it over and realized that was just like the French side of the packaging. Yep. And the other side was just like skeletons or whatever the fuck it meant.
Yeah.
But I thought Mort Grimpin was the name of this particular skeleton man. Yeah. I'm dead.
I'm dead. What do you want?
Put me on your lawn. I'm Mort.
Put me on your lawn. I'm Mort.
Put me on your lawn. I'm Mort. I'm okay with it. What else am I gonna do?
I forgot the
just laying around here.
Les Morton.
He introduced himself as Les Morton.
Les Morton sounds also to me like it's the end of Usual Suspects, and he's like looking at all the shit that he used to name things, and I'm just thinking of the guard looking at like one pile of sticks and a smaller pile of sticks. He's like, "My name is Les," and then he looks over, and there's just like a big box of Morton salt, and he goes, "Morton. Les Morton."
I was thinking like something like less is more. Like you saw a poster that said less is more.
Yeah, he's at Home Goods and it says less is more. And he goes, Les Morton.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. That sounds real.
Kaiser Sose.
He introduced himself as Les Morton. If you folks are going to be here a while, I'd like to take off a little time. Okay, if I'm back in an hour, guys gotta eat.
Les has gotta eat.
Les Morton's hungry.
And he immediately goes to take a break. Okay.
Yeah, that's amazing. Oh, that will be all right, Mrs. Carrier answered. She looked at the saplings. Do you suppose they'll be safe here? I'd hate to have anyone take them and leave us stranded.
How could anyone get there?
I don't fucking know.
I guess over the bridge.
Over the bridge?
Bring him in the fucking house.
I don't know. I'll show you where you can hide them, Les Morton said.
Oh, I bet that's Raleigh. I just think everyone's Raleigh, I bet it's Raleigh.
No, I do think everyone is Thomas. I think Thomas is using the disguise kit, and he's Clyde Mead, and he's Les Morton, and he was probably Hugo Stiglitz or whatever that fucking carpenter's name was.
Or he was both carpenters.
He's like got in his car really fast and sped over there.
He gave them the thing, and they're like, "We're gonna go have lunch."
Knowing that they would have to turn around.
Yeah, thank God. Thank God they got distracted. Bought him a few extra seconds.
Oh my God!
To slap on his fake mustache.
Oh my God!
What's his spirit gum budget?
Through the roof. I don't even know where I am.
You're at home.
I'll show you where to hide them, Les Morton said. Around back, there's a pile of brush. How about putting the saplings under it? He helped carry the young trees to the spot, then left. The others went into the house. Where shall we start? Bess asked. Mr. Drew walked up the crooked staircase to look around. Nancy said she was going to concentrate on the banister and glanced at the snapshot the carpenter had given her. Then, holding up the sawed-off piece of banister and newel,
she found that it would have reached about 2 feet inside the mysterious wall. Next, she went into the living room and studied the bookcase, which reached from the ceiling to the floor, like in your dreams.
I do want that.
I know.
With a
Who
ladder.
wouldn't?
Yeah, with a ladder. Got a clue? George queried. I think so, Nancy replied. This bookcase is rounded. Perhaps it swivels. By taking down the original wall and putting up the new one, there was room for this piece to revolve. Awesome. Awesome. George gave the bookcase a yank, but it didn't budge. So George is just like, ugh!
What if it was a normal bookcase that fell on her?
Right?
Oh, shit!
I've made a mistake.
There must be a hidden spring, she said. Nancy was already examining the wall on either side, but could not find a button, lever, or secret
What if
panel.
there's a book called The Skeleton's Bracelet or whatever the fuck?
Fuck!
Oh, write that
Damn
down.
it. Write it down. You're right. I can already feel it, that you're right.
What if book? I'm tired of writing. I'm not going to know what this means later, and I don't care.
We'll figure it out. As she stood looking thoughtfully into space, George remarked, I guess we're stymied, as children say. Bess, who had been scanning the many volumes in the 12-foot wide bookcase, commented, Raleigh must have been a great reader.
Oh, he was.
His sister agreed.
But he leaned toward bizarre subjects.
Suddenly, Bess gave a little squeal.
Here's a book that might be a clue to something.
Taking it out, she held up the volume,
Yes.
which told about the anatomy of the human body. The cover displayed a skeleton. You get to read.
Wearing a big, beautiful
you
bracelet.
get to read
Oh.
this page. That
But
probably...
he isn't wearing a bracelet, George said.
Yeah, but keep reading.
Okay. Nancy went to the spot from which Bess had taken the book. She removed several volumes near it and looked intently at the board in back of the shelf. I think I see something, she said excitedly. What is it? Asked Mrs. Carrier. Nancy was pushing a secret panel aside. Beyond, she could faintly see balance weights. Gingerly, she touched one of them. In italics, almost instantly the bookcase began to revolve.
Yes.
Mrs. Carrier and the girls jumped back and waited to see what was on the other side. To their utter astonishment, there were no bookshelves. Instead, on
No
the
shit.
Why? Yeah,
Why-
how is that surprising? I just
Well,
wanted
I mean-
I just wanted a double-sided
I
bookshelf,
wanted a
and that's
double-sided
all
bookshelf, yeah.
that's happening here.
What better place to hide your books than behind other books?
Oh my God,
Makes a
Chris.
lot of
These are the
sense.
good books.
Okay, so the book with a skeleton on it with no bracelet did lead them to figure it out.
Kind of.
Kind of.
It's just a thingy behind the book, but yeah.
Okay. So far, you're like a quarter right.
Instead, on the rounded wall hung more than a dozen gold-framed portraits. So,
What?
hold on, I'm just
This
trying to
is some
figure out
Resident Evil shit.
physically what is happening.
Yeah.
So, it didn't open to a room, it opened to a rounded wall behind the bookshelf.
I guess so.
Okay. All the faces have been blacked out, Bess exclaimed, staring at the oil paintings. That's creepy.
Ugh.
Mrs. Carrier gave a cry of dismay. At the same time, the girls noticed that there were nameplates on the paintings. Some portraits were of men, others of women, but all were named Banister. How weird, Bess murmured, shrinking back from the damaged portraits. Why would anybody want to do such a thing? 16 people have highlighted the next
Oh shit.
segment. I can answer that, Mrs. Carrier replied. My brother Raleigh hated those relatives. But how mean of him to destroy their lovely faces. The Banisters were very handsome and intelligent looking.
What? It's just pictures. He didn't like scrawl their faces off in real life.
I'm highlighting it too.
That's awesome though.
My relatives were hot and smart, and I won't bear to have them scribbled over.
Oh my God.
Meanwhile, Mr.
Holy
Drew
shit.
had been examining the new wall from top to bottom. He went back to the second floor to make an experiment.
Okay.
He had found a slight crack between the wall and the ceiling above, and now shoved a 25-cent piece through it.
A quarter?
Yep.
Okay.
He listened intently to detect a thud, but just at this moment, the exclamations from the living room drowned out any other sound. You dumb bitches.
So they ruined his experiment.
They ruined the experiment, and that was his only
Drat, that
quarter.
was my only quarter. Yeah.
Mr. Drew rushed down the crooked staircase and dashed into the living room. He stopped short and gazed in astonishment at the sight before him. Ooh, there's a picture. Ooh, it's creepy.
Ooh, oh God,
All
it
right.
is.
The picture shows several stylishly dressed ladies looking at the blacked out portraits.
They are stylish.
All right, and yep.
They all look like they're in like a Sears catalog.
Yeah, they all have the same like above the shoulder bob.
Yeah.
I have a terrible joke. I'm not going to say it. Anyway, what a find, he exclaimed. But why would anyone mar the paintings in that way? Again, Mrs. Carrier spoke of her brother's hatred for those members of the family.
Yeah, he really hates them.
Mr. Drew looked at the portraits closely. Nancy, do you think there might be a clue under the blotted out faces? George, curious, tried to see what lay beyond the bookcase. Nancy, lend me your flashlight. She beamed the light into the fractional opening on either side, but could detect nothing. Just then, Bess noticed that the bookcase was starting to revolve again.
Oh no, what?
Look out, she shouted at her cousin, in case you forgot they were cousins. George just avoided being squeezed, but could not pull Nancy's flashlight away in time. It went on around with the bookcase, and they heard it fall to the floor. She apologized for its loss. And I'll read this as well.
Yes, you will.
All their faces have been blacked out, Bess exclaimed.
Oh, that was probably a
that's the
descriptor for
caption.
the picture.
Yeah,
Caption,
that's the
the
caption.
word.
Okay.
That tripped me up last time also.
Maybe it was a good thing, Mr. Drew remarked. At least we know there's a floor in the area beyond. Nancy glanced up at her father and grinned. Meaning that when we get in there, we'll have something to stand on. He smiled and nodded.
Okay.
Good girl. Very, very good girl, detective. The bookcase had revolved to its usual position and stopped. Okay, so the bookcase revolved, and on the back of the bookcase was
there was
portraits.
like a room
I'm just
or
now
anything,
understanding that.
Yeah, I know. It was really... It didn't make any fucking sense to me.
When Mr. Drew said he wanted to examine the portraits, Nancy reached in through the sliding panel and touched the weight. The bookcase did not move. She pulled the counterbalance. Still, nothing happened.
Oh dear, she exclaimed. I must have broken the mechanism.
George stood surveying the shelves. Maybe. Oh, shit. Maybe, she said. If I take a the name George always makes me want to go, her. She said, if I take out a lot of the books, I could lie down on the shelf and ride around to the other side.
Oh my God.
Then I could tell you what's there.
You psycho.
God.
Well, she's very athletic.
That's awesome.
Her hopes were dashed, however, because although they all pulled and tugged, they could not budge the bookcase. Bess sighed. Maybe we ruined everything. Should we eat now?
Hang on, I have to do Roman numeral. Okay, chapter 14. Chapter XIV.
Yeah, you
Chapter
got it.
Ziv.
Chapter Ziv. That's great. That's an anamorph, actually. This chapter is called A Weird Story. Mrs. Carrier, still angry over the blotted out faces of her relatives, said bitterly,
I think such destruction is unforgivable. This is Raleigh's home, to be sure, but there are certain things that go beyond all reason.
She went on. Good.
If my brother Raleigh isn't found soon, I declare, I declare I'm going to have this whole bookcase torn down. Then we can get at those pictures. I hope that whatever paint was used to cover the faces can be removed easily. It's so damaging to them.
Is there a paint like that exists? Is there a paint you just peel right off of other paint?
Also, is it that offensive?
Well,
It's not like he painted their
he
faces.
cheated so many people out of a whole bunch of money.
Yeah.
But she can't look at her hot relatives anymore. That's the biggest crime here.
And she can't look at, like, are there no other pictures of them?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Nancy put an arm around the irate woman. Calm the fuck down. I'm sure the pictures can be restored, she said. Art shops do wonderful things these days.
Oh my god.
What?
I was seriously asking though, is there a paint that's like easily removable
It
if it's like a different like I
If
don't know
it's
how
different-
it works.
Yeah,
if
it
like you
depends.
have oil paint and
Yeah.
you put acrylic on it, can you
Yeah.
just whip it right off because it's not oily so it doesn't bond?
Not
Is
like
that
right
science?
off, but yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do a lot of, to quote Nancy Drew, art shops can do a lot of these. You can do some crazy
I
shit.
mean, they do like painting restoration,
Yes,
but I don't know
yeah.
if you can straight up take a glob of paint off.
You can.
right
I mean,
off.
I feel like painting restoration is what you would call it, and like
Yeah.
you could do they do really crazy shit with like thousands-year-old paintings.
Yeah.
To like.
I
Clean them
love
up.
watching the like old painting
Yeah,
cleanings,
it's
and
good,
they
it's
just make
nice.
it all.
Most of the time, it's just like you're just taking the varnish off.
Yeah.
'Cause the varnish fucking turns yellow.
Yeah.
Except for that one lady who fucking blanked out Jesus'
With the
face.
Jesus.
Which is, I mean,
I'm so glad
not
that
that
happened in our
outlandish. It's not that outlandish in this day and age
No.
of just like our day-to-day
But it's so
existence,
wholesome.
but at the same
So
time,
funny,
I
though.
love that it
It's the
happened.
funniest looking thing in the world. I feel so bad for that lady. But man, that thing is
Is she
funny.
okay? I wonder what she's up to.
I don't know, they probably locked her up in the Vatican or something.
God.
I don't know.
This is my impression of that painting.
Yeah.
Wait, I can't see him.
No, it's really good. Look at him. It's perfect.
It's great.
That's exactly
Wait,
what.
Let me take a little picture of you. Do it again.
You know what? This is 100% gonna be one of the TikToks. Because I'm gonna put you side by side with that painting. We're all gonna have a great time in a couple of weeks.
I am not an animal. I am a man.
Oh shit! Did you look it up?
No.
Oh, just
I just looked at the picture closer and it was really funny.
let me see.
I'm sending it.
I mean, what I want to know is like what went through that lady's head. Like I would set it on
Okay,
fire at
okay,
that
Chris,
point.
I
I'd
can
be like,
tell
"Oh,
you."
it burned. I don't know what happened to it."
I can tell you exactly what went through that lady's head. She was like, I'm gonna fix this, and then she started, and then for like 10 hours it was no. That's
The
what.
fact that she thought she could repaint it.
It sounds like
Looked at
something that would happen in I Love Lucy.
and let it be found.
Not real human life.
Oh my god. Oh shit.
I would just be like, "Yeah, it burned."
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Someone stepped on it.
I think someone was doing that like trick where they have a Bic lighter, they're trying to light a fart on fire, and they would just happen to be by the painting. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there.
I've opened up my app so I want to see the picture, and it hasn't loaded yet. It just says that you sent a photo.
Oh, that's so sad.
That's so sad. Okay, I'll look at it later. It's fine. Chapter X IV Ziv, a weird story. Oh, I already started the chapter. It's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, art shops do wonderful things. Thinking it might calm Mrs. Carrier to get away from the bookcase, she said, My daddy didn't have much time to see the house on his first visit. Would you like to show him around? I'll go with you. The three toured both floors. While Bess and George continued to work on the bookcase, Mr. Drew studied the unusual designs in the carved woodwork. By the time they returned to the first floor, Mrs. Carrier seemed to be her usual self. She even laughed and said cheerily, "Ha ha ha ha!" Oh wait, this is just George. "Ha ha ha ha!" Mr. Drew, tell me, have you ever heard of such a crazy place? The lawyer smiled. I can't say I have. I imagine, though, that your brothers had a lot of fun building this house. That your brother had a lot of fun building. I think it's both. It's amazing to me why he never invited any relatives here. Surely they would have been highly entertained. Mrs. Carrier said that she could not understand this either. I don't understand that either. As far as we know, his only companion was a robot. I would have preferred a human servant at any time, Mr. Drew remarked.
Would
Disagree.
you?
Hard disagree. Give me a robot.
Oh, you didn't change the page for me.
Sorry.
Just then Bess called. Also, I totally forgot about the robot.
Me too, actually.
Just then Bess called excitedly, Everybody come here at once, quick! The three hurried to the living room. Bess and George were poring over a volume they had found in the bookcase. Nancy asked what the title was, and George replied, "It's called Archaeological Finds in Jewelry. Take a look at this page." The open book revealed the picture of a gold bracelet made of intertwined serpents. Each one had a ruby eye, and the jewel piece was encrusted with turquoise. Nancy noticed that the page had been marked in ink with a large asterisk. Someone wrote, "Right here! This is the clue!"
Here's
on
my
the
clue.
page. Bess cried out, "This must be the skeleton's bracelet. Here it says the ancient bracelet was found on the bony arm of an unknown Aztec woman's skeleton."
So it's not even a picture of this bracelet on a skeleton.
No.
It's just a picture of the bracelet, and they're like, and if
It
you
had
read
once
the book,
been on a skeleton.
you'll know that it
Yeah.
was on a skeleton.
George began to read the text aloud. "Mystery shrouds the identity of the woman who wore the bracelet during a dig in a lonely area far away from cities."
Okay. Okay. A desert?
Are we even getting the country?
Nope.
The skeleton was found intact. It is thought that the woman died from the venom of a poisonous snake.
Why?
Whether the bracelet... Because of all the snaky shit. All the
well,
poison and snake...
But, I mean, just
Oh.
because you have snakes in your
South
fucking bracelet
America.
doesn't mean that's how you died, by snake.
I guess. I don't know. Whether the bracelet was hers or was put on her after her death is not known. This book is jumping to so many fucking conclusions. Constantly.
Mm-hmm. You mean, wait, the Nancy Drew book or the book that Nancy Drew is reading?
The Nancy Drew book, which includes this book within a book. So many wild, random conclusions. It never would have crossed my mind if I
Nope.
was digging up some old bones
Yeah.
from archaeology times.
Which would have been your
I
fake
wonder
name.
if somebody put old bones. Yeah. I wonder if somebody put this bracelet on her posthumously.
Yeah.
Do you think, like, the first Egyptian tomb found, they were like, "Oh man, someone came in here and put a bunch of gold on this person"?
Like, way after
Somebody
the fact.
came here post-death and really went to town. "Listen to this," Bess burst out as George paused. "It says here that the skeleton and the bracelet disappeared mysteriously from the dig. The thief probably sold them, but there's no record as to where they went."
Okay.
The girls
I
looked
want
at
to
one
clarify my earlier statement. That is exactly what they did in Egypt. They put all the gold on them after they died.
another. Is it?
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, well, yeah,
You're
I mean,
really
quiet
technically.
again.
Like, technically, yeah, they were dead, but they were, like, fresh corpses. I don't know.
Yeah. Listen to this. Wait, I already read that part. Wait, no, I didn't.
Oh, shit!
Listen to this, Bess burst out as George paused. "It says here that the skeleton and the bracelet disappeared mysteriously from the dig. The thief probably sold them, but there's no record as to where they went." Oh, I did read that part already. Oops. The girls looked at one another. Each was thinking the same thing. Had Raleigh Bannister purchased the skeleton and bracelet from the thief? In deference to Mrs. Carrier, they did not express the thought out loud.
Okay, nice. Good.
"You won't mind if I go outdoors for a little while?" she asked. "This place is making me nervous. Some fresh air will do me good." I guess Mrs. Carrier probably. Mr. Drew asked if she would like to go home, but Mrs. Carrier insisted that he and the girls go on with their investigation. "I'll feel better in a little while," she assured them, "after I do some creeping and snooping and
Creeping and
swindling
stupid.
and whatever."
As soon as she had gone outside, the others discussed the anonymous note Nancy had received and its relation to the story in the book. "One thing is sure," said George. "Somebody who knows about the bracelet hasn't found it yet. He wants Nancy to do this for him." You could be right," Mr. Drew replied. "Then, after Nancy finds the bracelet, he'll try to steal it." Bess asked, "Do you think we're eating soon? Or do you think the writer of the note knows the bracelet is here? Has he been trying to locate it but failed?" The others shrugged, and George said, "Anything's possible." Nancy reminded her friends that unless they started a search for the bracelet, none of them would ever find it. "I think the location of this book in the shelves may be a clue. Where was it?" she asked.
Oh my god.
Bess pointed to a space between other
Bitch
volumes.
thinks everything's a clue.
Nancy quickly took out the books near the spot, then examined the rear wooden panel. There was no sign of another opening or any hidden contrivance. "I suggest," said Mr. Drew, "that we take every book out of the case. We might be able to discover some way to make the piece revolve again." The books were removed an armful at a time and put in consecutive piles so they could be correctly restored to their original positions.
Thank God.
The eyes of the three
I was
girls...
just thinking that would be a good method, but my method was sweep all the books on the floor. Who cares? Not that I support the destruction of books, but
place them back.
if I really needed to get in a secret passage in a bookcase, I'd definitely knock everything off until one book was left, and that's the lever book.
Exactly.
Why are they respecting the possessions of a convict?
Exactly.
Yeah, he's a swindler
He's
and
a
a grave
swindler.
robber.
The eyes of the three girls and Mr. Drew swept over the entire surface of the backing from ceiling to floor. Finally, Nancy remarked, "I guess the sliding secret panel is the only way to make this thing revolve." Again, she put her hand into the opening and felt all around the weights, just really getting up in there. Her fingers touched a small lever. The instant she moved it, the sliding panel slammed shut onto her wrist, severing her hand. Not really. "Ouch!" she cried out and tried with her other hand to pull the panel back. It would not give an inch.
Oh my God, it's booby-trapped. The next second, the bookcase began to revolve. Nancy tried frantically to release her injured hand. "Help!" she cried. Mr. Drew jumped forward, calling to Bess and George to help him. He held onto the bookcase. With their combined strength, they managed to keep it from revolving further. Nancy's hand was numb by this time. Desperately, she tried to move some mechanism so she could free herself. "It's no use," Nancy thought, but the determined girl grit her teeth and said aloud, "Somebody hand me a heavy book." Bess picked one up. It was War and Peace. Nancy took it in her left hand and swung the volume with all her might against the sliding panel. The wood shivered but did not give way. She gave it another hard whack. This time, there was a splintering sound, and a piece of the panel fell down behind the partition. Quickly, Nancy pulled out her hand. Mr. Drew and the girls let go of the bookcase, which once more began to revolve. They heaved a sigh of relief. "You had a narrow escape," Betsy said sympathetically. "Your whole hand might have been ripped off." "Yes, I know, Bess, you idiot," said Nancy. Thank you all for helping me. I think I'll go and run cold water over my wrist and hand." She went into the kitchen to do that. Circulation was soon restored. She returned to the living room. By this time, Mrs. Carrier had come inside. She was listening to Bess's graphic description of what had happened. "Oh, this place is just too dangerous for you girls to work in," she said dismally.
So Irish sometimes. Just the beginning, but then you got it again. But I was like, wait, I don't remember copying in this scene.
I did the same thing. I did the same thing to get into Jennifer Coolidge as I do an Irish cop.
Yeah.
Just a haughty
You should
sigh.
read the Dublin Murder Squad books on this podcast.
Oh my God.
So you could just do that voice all the time.
Oh, there's been a murder.
What does your man say? Yeah. Amazing. Yes. Nancy tried to cheer up the woman. "We're going to solve the whole mystery soon. I'm sure of it. Please don't worry." She noticed that the bookcase had swung around to the portrait side. Her father had jammed a wedge into one side so the mechanism could not work. "Take us
He just
home,
had it in
Bekah."
his pocket.
Yeah, get a wedge in his pocket. "I never leave home without a wedge."
I think we should examine each of these pictures, he said. One or more of them may contain a clue. Couldn't we have just done that before it swung back around and whatever the fuck?
This family-
Why did that need to happen?
They were about to before
Yeah,
it
it
did.
swung back
But
around.
why did it need to, though?
Yeah.
We could have gotten there sooner.
To get that tense scene where her hand was almost ripped off.
He lifted down 5 of the portraits and handed one to each person in the room.
Look at it.
Is that all of them,
Look
or
at
is that only 5 of more?
I think it's 5 of more.
Okay. There was complete quiet for a few moments as they all scanned the pictures carefully. Suddenly, Mrs. Carrier cried out, "This face! There's money under the black paint!"
What?
She started chipping off the black coating with her fingernails. The others crowded around to watch. "There's always money in the banana stand." 2 minutes later, Mrs. Carrier pulled her hand away from the portrait, grabbed her fingers, and cried out in pain. Ba, 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 ba.
What the fuck? Were you just... Oh, you were
I was
looking...
trying to figure out the chapter.
Yeah.
The next one's 14?
Yeah.
Well, that was a journey.
Sure was. I don't know what any of it means. I feel like the last episode, things ramped up really quickly and kind of excitedly.
And then petered out.
Excitingly.
Yeah.
And then this time, it like petered out, but then also this felt like several seasons of Lost where you're just like, here's an answer to your question with 5 more questions. You know, like, I don't know what the fuck's.
Only a quarter of which will get answered.
Yeah. I'm just glad Walt's not in this. You know, I love Lost. I want everyone to listening to know how much I love Lost. I'll make fun of it, but
they know.
It's one of my favorites.
I think that, yeah.
Do they?
I think they know.
Have I
now.
not talked about Lost enough? But yeah, what does any of this have to do with it? There's too many things now.
I don't know. Money and something painful. Poison?
And
poison in the paint?
Poison in the paint. Because of the snakes.
Because of the snakes and all the poison and the stuff.
Poison paint.
Poison paint.
Yeah, is that a thing? Can paint be poison? You know, you're
sure.
an art guy.
Why not? Anything can be poison if you put poison on it. That glass could be poison.
Fuck! I just drank out of it!
Yeah, that pen could be poison.
No, I drew it myself.
Oh my god, that ink could be poison.
Shit!
I could wear lipstick and my lipstick could be poison.
That would be pretty noticeable.
If I had lipstick on, you'd be
it
like...
would be like Game of Thrones where Cersei was wearing that bright pink glittery, like, 2002
Yeah. I wonder
lipstick.
why she's wearing...
Like, oh, it's so crazy that she's looking insane and then kisses that girl.
But then you'd have to, like, wear rubber lips as well, like Robin and Batman and Robin. So, like, when Poison Ivy kissed him, he's just like, oh, rubber
forgot
lips
about that.
are immune to...
He just put Elmer's glue on his lips.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know about that. But Cersei
Robin
was just
ate
like,
a lot of glue.
and she was fine.
Yeah, she was fine.
I just remember that and thinking, like, what a terrible wardrobe choice. Why did they put her in glittery pink ass lipstick?
I mean, I feel like that was the point of Game of
Until
Thrones.
you realized it was poison.
Where they really were like, I mean, we don't like you
we're just-
anymore.
We ran
We're
out of
just
books.
gonna do shit.
Let's just throw everything
just
out
gonna do
at the
some
wall.
We're just gonna do whatever we want. I mean, like, you guys definitely would remember the whole lipstick poison thing, but we don't trust you. So here's a really big clue as to what's happening in this scene. I don't know. I was going to talk about Game of Thrones more, but we should stop the podcast, actually.
Probably. But now I want to know what you're going to say.
Oh, I was just going to complain more.
Oh, cool. I'll just hear it when we stop recording.
What do you think's going to happen?
In Game of Thrones?
Yeah. How do you think's going to end? Who's going to kill the Night King?
Is he still alive? I don't even know how the fucking show ended.
I don't know. Bran's king. Spoilers.
Okay.
What do you think's going to happen to Nancy Drew? I don't know.
I don't even know what just happened.
I don't either.
I think they're finding this convoluted way for him to hide all the money that he's been stealing from people, and then we're gonna find out some even more crazy shit that'll distract us from the previous crazy shit. And yeah.
What I want to know is why no one and I know the answer. The answer is politeness. But why isn't anyone just taking a sledgehammer to that fucking wall?
Yeah.
Just take a
Like,
sledgehammer
who
to
gives
that
a
wall.
shit?
You're like, you guys are like looking all around. You're putting quarters in it, and feeling everything and finding bookcases. Take a sledgehammer to the wall.
I thought all the screaming was gonna be like, oh, a quarter came out of the wall.
Me too. I also thought that when it said money, I was like, oh, a quarter. But no, Chris.
God damn it.
All right, what's happening? You're running out of space
Yeah.
to take notes.
I forgot to take a note of that last thing that happened.
What was the last thing that happened? Oh, her
Her
she was
touching the
screaming.
paint
She
and
touched
it
the
hurts.
paint. Yeah, maybe she's poisoned.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a lot of theories.
Yeah.
Well, join us next time when we bring back our friend John Walker to help us finish out this book and find out the mystery, what really is happening with this crooked banister and this zigzag house. And are those Indian children real?
I hope so.
I hope
kind
so.
of hope so.
Yeah. Chris, what would you like to plug?
I would like to plug The Sketchy Show, also available from Cactus Rodeo. It is a improvisational comedic adventure that we would like to invite you, the listeners of this show, on. It involves me, Jonathan Eaton, and our closer, John Walker, and sometimes Bekah, and we have a great time.
We sure do have a great time. And I'd like to plug Casting Dreams, which is a video game podcast where myself and Patrick Anderson talk about the Sega Dreamcast, among other things. There's an entire first season for you to listen to, and we are currently recording the second season and having an absolute blast playing a whole bunch of Dreamcast games. I was annoying the absolute shit out of Bekah this past week playing Space Channel 5.
It wasn't annoying. It was just that I couldn't talk because you were concentrating so hard.
Well,
I didn't care about hearing it. It was just like every time I said anything, I was obviously throwing you off, and you were like really intense. Like
it's
left,
really hard.
Chew.
But I mean that can't be fun to listen to. Up, down, left, right, chew.
I would rather listen to that than games that are like gun sounds and dying sounds.
Oh, so
I'd rather listen to that than
Evil?
Resident Evil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, too bad.
It's okay. I knew what I was in for.
Yeah. Bekah, would you like to plug anything I never ask you?
Yeah. We're going to have a new episode of CD Reads at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I still need to figure out when we're going to do that because life is hard.
Yes, it is.
Life is hard, and I'm very
So hard.
unmotivated.
Yeah.
I haven't finished the game. It's really long.
I don't
To
think
be fair, it's very long. Kelly got it. I know she was
She
playing
got it. Okay.
but we need to get in touch and figure out what we're doing. But eventually, we're going to do a goddamn Date Everything episode.
Good.
And you're going to love it.
I'm gonna love it. That's all from us this time. You can follow Cactus Rodeo on Facebook and YouTube, and you can follow Below Grade Level on Instagram and TikTok. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you have recommendations. We've gotten a couple of good book recommendations, and they're not going unnoticed. I have them written down, and we. Like Bekah said, life happens sometimes, and we don't do this as regularly as we probably intend
And man,
to.
it's been happening.
And boy, has it been happening this year. But anyway, we were just talking last night about the next couple things that we want to read, and I think we're just going to try and keep doing this because guess what? Brings us joy, and we need a whole lot of that right now. So thank you so much for listening, and we love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Below Grade Level is a Cactus Rodeo production. You can subscribe to and follow Below Grade Level on TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, Apple, and wherever you find podcasts. Contact us at podcast@cactusrodeo.com and discover more of what Cactus Rodeo has to offer on Facebook and YouTube.